What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. On this video, we're going to be restoring our car trailer that I purchased. So let's get into the video. If you watched last week's video, which technically it might be 2 weeks ago, I picked up a Samurai and a car trailer. Well, I decided that I'm gonna restore the trailer. So let's check out the trailer. So here's the trailer. It's a 16-foot 7K rated trailer. The guy that I bought it from, I guess he said he bought it from a place in Oregon and he brought it the whole way to PA. Pretty much what my plans to do is I'm putting different wheels on it because these wheels are original Suzuki Samurai wheels and they're very desirable. So I'm going to pull them off and I'm going to put less desirable Samurai wheels on it because it's 5x5.5, which is crazy to me because I didn't think trailers came in that big of a pattern. So another thing I'm planning on doing, I'm going to pull the boards off because they're not even screwed down either. So I'm going to pull all the boards off, power wash it down at my buddy's shop, and then I'm going to probably pull all this PVC pipe off that the guy put on to run the wiring in. Pull all that stuff off because it's big eyesore in my opinion. And then pretty much, oh yeah, I'm gonna fix the fender too. Like, fender's cracked here. My plan is to drill a hole at the end of the crack so it stops cracking, and then try to bend this back, weld it, grind it, a dent there, try to fix that, try to fix what's there. I don't want to replace the fenders because that gets into a lot of work and then money too. And this side's not in the best shape either. Like, the corner's bent in, this is bent out a little bit, and here it's smashed in, which I'm going to try to bend it up, clean it up as nice as I can because they're not rusted out, they're pretty solid yet. So that's the plan as of now. I did start on the wheels already since I have the new tires. They came Monday, today's Wednesday. So let me go show you these wheels quick. I started working on the wheels, trying to get them painted. Yesterday I went to my buddy's shop and bead blasted them. They turned out all right. Like, he has a real coarse blast material, which it's really hard to get like all the fine little speckles of paint off. But I figured it's plenty good for a trailer. Like, this thing's not going full like SEMA build trailer. So yeah, I started to primer the inside of the wheels already, and I got to do this one and then flip them, do the outsides. I'll probably just end up painting them white, just because that's majority of what trailer wheels come in is white. I mean, I'll let you know at the end of the video when I get this all done how much money I had in the trailer and then how much I plan to sell it for, just because maybe you guys are interested in doing this kind of stuff. But yeah, so I'm gonna get back to work. It's been a few days later. As you saw me primering the wheels, I actually got the wheels all painted and I got the brand new tires mounted today, which let's check them out. So there they are, the final product. They turned out pretty good. Picked tires up, I think I paid 64 bucks a piece. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal. Trying to have not a lot of money in this thing because my plan is to try to flip this trailer. So as you can see, I did get it in my garage. My plan is to pull this thing off, which I have no idea what the purpose was for this thing. Get that pulled off, get all the boards off, get them outside, and then pretty much start cleaning this thing up. I'll probably pull the lights off too, pull them off, pull all this stuff off, this contraption, probably pull the jack off because I want to try to wire wheel all this stuff and paint it. I also got to see if the ramps fit, because it looks like it bent up a little bit and that side looks pretty straight. Yeah, that side looks straight. That's my plan for tonight. I don't know how long I'm gonna work on it or how long I'm gonna stay here. But yeah, I need to get this thing done, so I'll probably be here for a little bit. So I guess I'll put you guys on time lapse and you'll watch me tear this thing apart. So let's get to work. got to a good stopping point tonight. As you saw in the time lapse, got all the boards off. Got like the sides of the rails cleaned up. I'll just show you where it's at right now. I got all the wiring off of it. I got all the stuff off the tongue besides the jack. I think I might cut that little box out they have, which let me just show you what I got so far. Okay, so here's what I got so far. Like I said, I got all the wiring off, got the lights off. I do want to test fit the ramps after I wire wheel, make sure they do fit because they weren't in it when I picked it up. So maybe there's a reason why they weren't in it. And it's also, I guess there was pins that go there and drop down. Not really sure, but I'll figure that out. But yeah, I mean, pretty basic for a car trailer. And then, like I said, I'm gonna probably cut this out, cut all this out, probably get rid of that. Probably get rid of this piece too, because my plan is, I think I'm just gonna end up buying a whole new breakaway box. I guess that's what this is. Yeah, breakaway system, which there's no battery in it, it's just an empty box. So gonna look into buying another one of these. Probably get one of them junction boxes too, so then we can just run like the plug, the 7-pin plug into the junction box, and then run the other wires out of the junction box for like the marker lights, and then the brakes, trailer brakes. That's where I got to for tonight. So that's pretty much it. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow, maybe Saturday, who knows. I'll catch back up with you. It's been a few days since I did an update on the trailer, so let's jump right into it. I ended up bringing it up to my other shop because I had more space, and then I could put it on my lift, pick it up, wire wheel underneath of it, which it was kind of fun getting it on the lift because I had to jack it up and get the tires off and then get the axles up over the one lift arm because the lift is so narrow. I did more wire wheeling. I got it pretty far. I got most of it done. I do have to do the inside of the fenders yet, which I didn't do. And then I also have to straighten this fender yet too, which my plan is try to like get some metal and then like tack it and then try to like get a strap and hook it up there to like this beam over here and try to like pull on it and see if I can pull it out a little bit. So that's the plan for that. The other side, I'm pretty sure I showed you the dents that were in it or the cracks. I drilled the cracks out, the end of the crack. I'm gonna try to beat that back and try to get that bend out. Same thing with that spot. And then once I get the bend out, weld them back. And then, yeah, that will be done. Same thing with the side. Also got to wire wheel the inside of the fenders. I got to do the drums, the backing plates. So yeah, so that's as far as I got now. My plan, what I'm working on now is trying to get this winch plate figured out and how I can mount it to the tongue. I was going to do like a hitch receiver and then have the winch on like a portable thing so then you could slide it in. But like the hitch receiver would have to be the whole way back here mounted. So when you slide the winch in, it doesn't stick into like the bed area or the cargo area or the deck area. So I figured why not just try this. I had this winch plate off a bumper I was prototyping for a Cherokee and it kind of was too short. So I figured why not just use it for this. As you can see, the tape, my plan is to cut it on an angle, which is the same angle as the tongue, and then have a plate come up to it like that. So then I can weld that and then weld on the tongue and then have it come and weld up here too. Then also, once I get all that stuff mocked up, then I'm gonna put the winch in it, and then I'm probably gonna put a piece of plate like this and then have it come straight out. So then I can have like a little mount out here to hook the hook for the winch. Or maybe I'm overdoing it, but I just thought that would be cool. Still got to add one in the center. right underneath the middle of the winch plate to the back of the front of the trailer, just to tie that in. Probably just do something similar, just a 90 degree gusset. Probably have it come probably halfway into the winch plate, because I don't think I have a lot of material left. So yeah, I guess I'll pull some measurements and get that piece figured out so we can get this thing all mocked up. I got the piece cut out, just went with the same circle in the center. Gotta match the other ones now. See, I'm planning this to put it right there, right in the center, which I have my reference line here. Thinking about adding something from like the fair lead mount, like something like that. I was thinking about adding too, but I don't think it needs it. I think that'll be fine. Maybe I just do like a little gusset from here to there, just so it has a little more support. Let this sit and think about it for tonight, because it is like 9 o'clock already. Time flies when you're having fun. But like, looking back from the winch plate, it kind of doesn't look bad. Like at first, I didn't like it, but I think it looks pretty good. Well, change of plans. I really don't feel like going home, because I'd like to get this thing all mocked up and figured out before I go home. So I was looking on the floor, and I saw these pieces that I cut off the winch plate. So I figured, why not reuse them instead of wasting them? So my plan is to cut these little ears off here, tabs, or ears, or whatever you want to call them. Cut them off, cut these off, probably cut it down to here, wherever it lands, and then cut a little bit so it's not such a point. And yeah, just reuse what I got. I'm not sure if I like that or not. I'm gonna have to think about that. Well, I'll let you know what I come up with. Little update on the trailer. I think I worked on it yesterday. Mounting, like, I went and bought a new breakaway box. I did get the winch plate and all that stuff done. The battery box underneath of it, got all that done. Well, tonight I started painting it. I was like, you know what? I got done assembling parts early. And I was like, it's kind of nice out. It's not too cold. I was like, I'm just gonna prep the trailer. I'm just gonna prep it. I'm not gonna paint it, just gonna prep it. Well, I started prepping it and I got it all prepped, and it was only like 3 o'clock, and I was like, well, I mean, I really don't have anything else to do today. So I was like, you know what? I'll just brush it. I don't wanna spray it. It's gonna get a huge mess. So I started brushing it, and like probably 5 minutes into brushing, I was like, man, this sucks. It's taking forever. It's just like, it's not laying right the way I like it to lay. And then a friend of mine came over to my garage. He's like, dude, I have a roller. You can try to roll it on. Gave me that. Started rolling it, and then it was leaving like little bubbles in it. And I was like, I just kept rolling, and then I came back to the spot I started, and the bubbles were still there, and they weren't flattening out. So I was like, man, and I mixed up all this paint. So I was like, screw it, dude. Went over to my buddy's garage, grabbed his little air compressor, and laid some plastic down. And as you can kind of see behind me, I laid some plastic all over the place so it doesn't get all over stuff. Pulled my samurai out, my sidekick out, try to get everything out of here because this stuff gets everywhere. I wish I could have done my lift, but yeah, didn't have enough plastic. So wrap, or whatever you want to call it, barrier. But I'll show you the progress I got on it so far. I still need to get more paint. I ran out of paint tonight, so gonna do that tomorrow and try to get it finished up tomorrow. So let's check it out. So here she is. Like, when I started brushing, I started from the front and I was working back. And like, that kind of screwed me up when I started spraying, because Like, I already painted a little bit up here and like underneath too. I had it up high so I could paint from, have it overhead, and I was painting. Like, my plan was, the beginning is, before I even started painting, I got some primer, and like, if you ever work on a car lift, there's always the dark spots where you really can't see. So I got gray primer and I sprayed all like the dark spots, so when I go to spray it, like, I could see the dark spots because it'd be all in primer and I know I covered it. Well, like I said, I started brushing and I brushed all the spots black, and like, it's dark outside now, so like, it's even darker underneath here. And I didn't have any lights to set up underneath. Plus, if I did, they'd get all covered in black paint. I should have started in the middle and worked my way out and got the rails last. But like I said, when I was brushing it, it kind of screwed me all up doing that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. I still have to, like, I was kind of nervous about spraying under here because I don't want to get it all over my lift. I did wrap the arms up, and I did get the side of this a little bit, which I can wipe that off. That's not too bad. So I tried to get all up in there. I had it up on the lift. And I also forgot to tape the wires up. Whatever, it happens. So yeah, it's turning out pretty good. Like I said, I still have a lot to do. Not a lot, but still got some spots that aren't covered. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have planned it out a little better. I just thought, hey, I don't want to make a huge mess spraying it, so I'll just get a brush and brush it on. It takes longer, but then I don't have to make a mess. And then like, when I was brushing it, I was getting a bunch of runs, so I kind of like tried to clean them up. And then when I went to go spray it, now it makes the runs look real bad because you can kind of see it. But I mean, it's all underneath. Like, I'll show you like where I was just getting tired of, like, there's a few runs in there. I don't know if you can see it. Just, I was brushing the top, and like, I don't know. I'm not really a good paint brusher. And there is one thing too I wanted to add once I get that all done. I wanted to buy some angle iron for the back, so then it goes up and over the wood, so if you're pulling something on, it doesn't catch on the wood, it'll catch on the metal piece. So I still have to do that. Yeah, hopefully I don't have to weld it because I kind of already painted it. And I also didn't test fit the ramps. I also added these little strips too. Like, these weren't here, it was just open without them. So I just added 2 of them on each side. Because I noticed when I backed it up to my one garage, like, it was it hit right there in the stones when I was coming up a little incline. So I just put that on it, so like, if you do hit it, hopefully it helps from bending it up, because it was bent a little bit on this side and I hit it down with a hammer. So I did a lot of work to the trailer. I didn't film any of it. I got the wiring done, got all the lights to work, got the trailer brakes hooked up, got the breakaway box on, got the new tires and wheels on it. Right now I'm finishing up the ramps. I had to wire wheel them and spray them up, and I also had to change the way that they get held in. So yeah, so I got all that done, pretty much finished painting them, get them in, buy 2 pins to lock them in place so they don't come out. Sorry for not updating you sooner, but I've been just trying to get this thing done, so let's check it out. So here she is, looking fresh. So yeah, ramps, samurai wheels, looks pretty good on her. Like I said, I got all the lights on, the marker lights. Ended up buying a new jack for it, which that definitely blew the budget. I gotta hook up the chains yet. They're supposed to be delivered today from Amazon. So yeah, now it's all dirty and dusty till whatever. The fender, I mean, I wish I could have got the dent out of the fender a little nicer, but whatever. So here's the ramps. I'm just using regular spray paint for the ramp. I should have planned ahead and like had the ramps all prepped and everything before I painted the trailer, so now I could have painted them at the same time, but it is what it is. I also have to pressure wash the deck, and like, yeah, the one board has a bigger gap than the other ones because, well, these boards were really crappy. Like, they were like zigzagging all over the place. So I was trying to like push the board to the one side and like hold it and then screw it, and yeah, like if I had a Porter Power with like the jaws so I could shove it down in there and then like spread it a little bit, Oh yeah, and also added this. I didn't show you guys this. This angle iron. I added that in, so like if you're pulling a car up on it and it hits it, it's not hitting the board. Like my plan was to bolt it down, but I was just like, screw it, dude. If I weld it, it's on there for life. Because like if you need to replace the boards, you can slide the boards out that way. That's the trailer as of now. I will come back and do a final video of the whole thing with everything completely done to show you what it looked like before I take pictures of it and put it on Marketplace. And hopefully I can sell it really quick before I upload this video, so I can let you guys know how much money I have into it and how much money I sold it for. So anyways, I'll catch up with you guys here in probably a few days. As you saw from the last clip, I did some pressure washing on the deck and it turned out pretty good just for a quick wash. So I'll show you. So yeah, it turned out pretty good. A lot cleaner than what it was. Then I also picked up pins for the ramps, which got them on both sides. So yeah, it's pretty much done. Just gotta mount the safety chains yet. Extremely long safety chain. Almost there. Well guys, she's sold, just like that. And she's gone. As you just saw, I sold the trailer. Very surprised that I sold it that fast. So I guess I'm gonna get up to my whiteboard and I'm gonna break down what I had into it and then plus what I sold it for and how much profit I made off of it, which was it worth it? Let's get up to the whiteboard. Well, it's time. So here, I'm gonna show you how much money I have in the trailer. I just added it up and yeah, it's a lot more than what I thought it was, but it is what it is. So let's get right into it. So I picked the trailer up. I picked that bad boy up for $1,000, which really good deal for a trailer in today's market. Couldn't complain. It needs work, yes. But anyways, first thing it needed, well, technically I don't have this in the right order. I had to do tags and title transfer. In PA, you have to transfer it to be able to transfer it to someone else. So I had to do that. That cost me $160. I'm just rounding up to the nearest dollar, just to let you guys know. So, first thing the trailer needed was tires. The tires are completely shot. If you watched the last video when I picked it up, tires, I think they were 64 bucks a piece. They came out to $256 for all four of them. For all four tires, which it's actually a pretty good deal because tires are usually pretty expensive. It did have a jack on it. The jack that was on it, it detached on the side of it. And I don't know, like I didn't think it was bad, but some people were like, hey man, you should replace the jack, put the one in the center, it'll look cleaner. So I ended up doing that. The jack costed me 72 bucks. Plus I did buy the hardware to install the jack, so that's included. 72 bucks. Chains, it had chains on it, but the chains were too short to hook up to like my Ford F-250. So I figured why not buy them? I was gonna buy them at Tractor Supply when I bought the jack, but the chain there was really expensive. So I looked on Amazon. I got them off Amazon for $32 with the hooks too. So that's a deal. Like I could have bought the jack off Marketplace, Amazon too, but I was already at Tractor Supply and I wanted it because the trailer was done. It was sitting outside and I had like a regular, like a jacking it up, holding it up outside. So I said, screw it, just buy the jack, put it in, then it's done. So that's that. Lights. I went to Harbor Freight to bought lights. That costed me $43. Dude, I had crappy handwriting. So the trailer, you have like this breakaway box. So like if it ever comes undone from the hitch ball or the hitch or whatever you want to call that thing, like it'll pull this cable and it'll lock up the brakes. So then, yeah, the trailer stops and things don't get crazy, which I haven't, if I could imagine, things would get pretty crazy if that happened. But anyways, I had to buy that stuff because you have to have that stuff in order to get the trailer inspected here in Pennsylvania, which I also bought a junction box to run the wires into and then out of for like the lights and stuff. That was more expensive than I thought. I could have probably saved money if I bought it off Amazon and waited, but I just wanted to get the stuff, so I bought it local. That costed me $98. And then, like I said, that does include the junction box too, because I bought that the same place. Materials, what I used to fix the ramps, because I had to weld some angle iron in there to fix the ramp. And then also the winch plate, and then the battery box. I'm just gonna say 60 bucks a metal. I mean, technically it was for a DIY bumper I was prototyping, which it didn't work because I messed up the measurement. So I'm saying 60 bucks. So 60 bucks a metal. D-ring mounts. I did buy these off Amazon. They were actually a pretty good deal. I think I got like 12 of them for like $32 or $30. I think it was like $30. So I ended up only using 6 of them. So we'll just say half, so 15 bucks. 15 bucks. Pins. They hold in the rear ramps. I had to buy them. I thought I had some laying around my garage to use, but they weren't long enough, so I ended up buying them. The pins were $15. Paint, another big cost. Paint is expensive now. Used to be kind of cheap, but not anymore. Paint, I used Rust-Oleum black oil-based paint. I ended up using like 1.5 gallons. So I bought 2 gallons. I'm gonna add it on the list, and then also bought acetone too. So that's in with this price to thin it, because I did end up spraying it there in the end. That costed me, and this is also including like spray paint that I used for the wheels because I did spray paint them. So yeah, that's including that cost too. So paint was $147. Reflective tape. Did I need it? No. Did it make the trailer look a lot nicer? Of course. If I didn't have a video of the trailer, what it looked like when I put the tape on, I'll put a final picture, what I put it on Marketplace that it looked like. So I'll show that now. Okay, reflective tape, yeah, in my opinion, made it look a lot better, made it look more professional. Reflective tape, $28. Very expensive tape. Okay, so if you've been following along and added this stuff up a while, I have a lot into this thing. I did things that I probably could have not done, but I don't know, like every time I do a project, I want to try to do it the best as I can with what I have. So total I have in the trailer is $1,926, which it's a lot. Like, I mean, the things I added up was tires. That's a big add. The title, there's no way around that unless I had like someone to do it. And like, I don't know, the guy who was selling it, he wanted to do it right there and then, so I had no choice. Paint was another huge factor. I thought honestly a gallon of paint was like 29 bucks, but it went up a lot from last time I bought it. So yeah, $1,926. Now, for what I sold it for, I just want to let you know, I sold this thing in what, 2 days? Could I have got more? Probably if I had sat on a little longer, but the guy messaged me. He was straightforward, like, hey, are you going to be around tomorrow? I'll come in the morning. He wasn't bullshitting me. He came, he looked at it. Within 10 seconds, he's like, yeah, it's a nice shape. He's like, I'll give you. He didn't come, he didn't nitpick it. He didn't do any of that stuff, which there's people that come and nitpick every little thing, and then you're just like, dude, just get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't want to deal with it. But anyways, I ended up selling the trailer for Are you ready? I ended up selling it for $3 grand. So I'm not gonna do the math. I'm gonna say I made $1,000 profit. I probably have, I don't even know how many hours I have into it. I definitely had a lot of time into it because I wire wheeled it several times to make it real clean, to be able to paint it so it paint laid good. And then doing the winch plate and all that stuff, dude, that added a lot of time to it. And then wiring it, painting the wheels. So yeah, was it worth it? I mean, at the end of the day, I made $1,000 and say it took me 4 weeks to do it. I mean, I could have probably got it done a lot sooner if I would have worked on it every day, but I run a business, I have to do parts, I sell that stuff, so that's top priority. So I probably could have got this thing done in a week and maybe sold in the same amount of time. It would definitely have been worth it. But in my eyes, it's also something, I don't know, like I don't mind doing it. I kind of enjoy it sometimes when it's not a pain. But to me, it was worth it. Could I have sold it as is and made $1,000 on it? Maybe. I mean, I can't tell you because I didn't do it. But yeah, I mean, that's the numbers. That's pretty much going to be it for this video. If you like my videos, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos that I do in the future, please subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.